project management has different methodologies, and it's important to understand them in order to plan, implement, and evaluate projects. Those are the most commonly used project management methodologies. I'll be going through each one of them, but project management methodology is not limited to those listed here. Waterfall methodology is simple and easy to be understood by the project managers, as the project processes flow logically from the beginning till the end of the project. The processes of the waterfall methodology includes defining the requirements stage, designing stage, implementation stage, verification, and maintenance stages. The main feature of this methodology is that it runs downhill. Start from the requirement stage, as you can see, till the maintenance stage, and doesn't move to other stages until the previous stage is fully completed. As an example, the design stage doesn't start until the requirements are defined during the requirements stage. Also, the structured approach of this methodology makes it easy to measure the progress and define clear milestones for each process. Also, the manager in this methodology concentrates on managing and controlling the project processes, unlike some of the modern methodologies, where the manager involved in the facilitation as well. But this methodology falls in the weakness, as it doesn't accept the changes in the requirements once the requirements process is completed and closed. Moreover, the project takes more time to be delivered with waterfall methodology, unlike the iterative methodologies, which takes less time. Spiral model is a sequential process-based model, similar to the waterfall model. It was proposed to solve some of the weaknesses raised from the waterfall model by injecting the iterations and prototyping concepts, which were missed in the waterfall model, as you saw in the previous slide. Spiral breaks the project in two phases of setting requirements, analysis and design, implementation, verification and maintenance and testing stage, which is nearly similar to the waterfall model. However, it arranges the phases into a circle, where during the first iteration it goes through the whole circle by passing a small amount of the projects to be developed as the first prototype. And in each iteration, an updated prototype will be developed, and the risk analysis will be applied to each prototype as well. With the spiral model, the client could see the system early because of the developed prototypes. Moreover, here the clients can be close to the software development cycle steps. But here it falls to the weakness of its complexity, and the time spent in applying the risk analysis to each prototype, and also there is a risk that the spiral may continue indefinitely. This model is applied on medium and high risk projects, and so it can be applied to long-term project commitment. Agile methodology is based on iterative and incremental development, which makes it one of the revolutionary project management methodologies. Its main feature is how it deals with the fast-changing environment, as it does that by aiding the project managers and software development team with the ability to manage the changes of the risks, scope, budgets, and the schedules as well. In the real-life development, it's common to experience frequent changes in customer requirements. This is one of Agile's strengths because of its flexible approach based on principles of iterative planning and human collaboration to perform those changes. Unlike the solid traditional approach, which involves unchanged plan and procedures, which makes it really difficult to refactor the scope. The project manager in Agile methodology is becoming a mentor and protector of the team rather than being only the manager, and this is one of the weaknesses in the Agile. Unlike the traditional methodology we already discussed, and the waterfall, where the project manager is only managing and controlling the processes. Agile methodology usually used in technology-driven projects, and also it's used in low and medium complex software development projects and the iterative projects as well. Third is a widely used methodology. It stands for Program Evaluation and Review Technique. As Harold Kerzner explained in his book, The Project Management, PERT is basically a management, planning, and control tool for large-scale and complex projects such as construction projects. PERT breaks down the project into tasks, and an estimation of the duration for each task is measured. The main feature of this methodology, and it's counted somehow as one of the weaknesses, is that once it's started, it must be completed, or an additional cost such as fines or late completion will be incurred. Moreover, this methodology doesn't suit a software development project. For example, if software project and halfway of the development, a new technology came to the market, and it's realized that the software would be obsolete because of the old technology used, and you have seen that it wouldn't have the expected outcome, then it makes no sense to continue with this technology, and a change has to be made to cope up with the new technology. Prince2 methodology is a widely used project management methodology. It stands for Projects in Controlled Environments. It's a highly structured, clearly project lifecycle based, which breaks project management processes into 8 major processes, running with 6 processes, from starting a project to closing a project. The remaining 2 processes, which are the planning and directing a project, are continuous processes supporting the other 6 processes, as you can see in the chart. Prince2 is usually implemented on large scale and complex projects. It's a based model which motivates organizations and people to accomplish higher and more sophisticated project management maturity by a systematic and incremental approach. On the other hand, one of the drawbacks of this methodology is the formal and bureaucratic management style it's implementing, which doesn't suit the 21st century businesses. Before I conclude, I would say that there are more project management methodologies to be applied, each of which has its own strengths and weaknesses. And this raises the question, what methodology is best to be applied? Actually, this depends on the characteristics of the project, as it's wise to review each methodology and see if it fits the prospective project. For example, as I already mentioned this example before during my presentation, PERT methodology doesn't fit software development project, as once the software project started and then halfway a new technology came to the market and you realize that the software would be obsolete because of the old methodology used in this project, it wouldn't actually, it wouldn't have, and also it wouldn't have the expected outcome, then it makes no sense to continue with this technology. And a change has to be made to cope up with the new technology to reach the expected outcome. But on the other hand, PERT suits the construction projects as it's seldom to do any changes to a construction project during, for example, the development stage. Here are the references I referred to during this to build this presentation, and they are listed for your information. Here I conclude my presentation, and thank you for watching.